thanks for your company, not only for today, but every day. Keep it up. See you next time on The Chase Australia.
Tonight, Donald Trump mobilises the military as George Floyd's brother calls for calm.
Our camera crew attacked on America's battleground.
We've been fired at with rubber bullets. My cameraman has been hit.
The Prime Minister outraged, calling for an investigation into the incident.
The innocent faces of a holiday tragedy, killed on the first family trip since the end of the lockdown.
I wouldn't have to go. Nobody else has to go through this.
Anger and frustration as a Vic Park restaurant is fined for flouting crowd limits.
And exclusive, Justin Longmuir on player demands for video games, coffee machines, even pool tables.
Live from our Perth headquarters, this is 7 News with Susannah Carr and Ardon.
Good evening and welcome to 7 News. Donald Trump has declared himself America's law and order president, vowing to dominate violent unrest with soldiers and putting the US military on standby if states can't take control.
The US spiralled through another day of chaos, and tonight an investigation is underway after a 7 News cameraman and correspondent were caught in the violence and attacked by police.
Outside the White House, 30 minutes before curfew, police begin their attack.
We've just had to run about a block as police moved in. We've been fired at with rubber bullets. My cameraman has been hit. We've also seen tear gas being used. Here we go, they're moving through again. This is exactly what it looks like. Exactly what it looks like. We're just staying safely.
Now they're...
Gosh.
See what's going on now.
A member of the press.
Now there's just a lot of violence erupting.
Hit with a shield in the stomach, a punch to the lens. Another officer lashes out with a baton as we run, trying to get out of an early surge.
You heard us yelling there that we were media, but they don't care. They are being indiscriminate at the moment. They chased us down that street, and as you see, they were firing these rubber bullets at everyone. There is tear gas, and now we are really surrounded by the police, and you really saw the way that they dealt with my cameraman, Tim. They're quite violent, and they do not care who they're targeting at the moment.
Hands up! Don't shoot!
The president is watching this and minutes from addressing his nation.
We're moving back, we're moving back.
Amelia, we're going to go low and across the street there, okay?
Yeah.
On my shoulder?
Yeah.
With the crowd as we're driven blocks back, people around us have hands in the air as tear gas flies. 4 minutes later, Donald Trump in the Rose Garden.
All Americans were rightly sickened and revolted by the brutal death of George Floyd.
The sound of tear gas canisters behind him.
I will fight to protect you. I am your president of law and order.
Night 7 of riots, the commander-in-chief came with an arsenal.
We will end it now. Today, I have strongly recommended to every governor to deploy the National Guard in sufficient numbers that we dominate the streets. If a city or state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
A president vowing anarchists will be squashed.
These are acts of domestic terror. The destruction of innocent life and the spilling of innocent blood is an offense to humanity and a crime against God. And now I'm going to pay my respects to a very, very special place. Thank you very much.
Just minutes after he finished,
a citywide curfew is in effect. 7 p.m. tonight.
Police clear the street. A rally tear-gassed. Military police with rubber bullets.
This was a peaceful protest until just now.
Peaceful protest!
Forcibly cleared out. silenced as right on curfew, the president appeared, leaving the White House grounds.
Mr. President, your thoughts right now?
He crossed the street for the Church of the Presidents and, before a boarded-up building, held up a Bible.
It won't take long. It's not going to take long.
Calling in his team for a photo.
We have the greatest country in the world. Thank you very much, everybody. We're going to keep it nice and safe.
He sanctioned the use of tear gas by police officers in riot gear to clear the church guard. I am outraged. I just can't believe what my eyes have seen tonight.
On an earlier phone call, he'd blasted state governors as weak.
You can look like a bunch of jerks. Just to dominate.
Democrat states have already rejected his military offer.
A force on the ground is both unsustainable militarily, it's also unsustainable socially because it's the antithesis of how we live.
The National Guard now already on White House grounds, and at least 23 states rallies into the night under close watch.
Amelia Brace is in Washington, D.C. tonight. And Amelia, we've all seen those pictures now. Are you okay?
Yeah, well, it all happened quite quickly. So we were some distance from that line of police and we weren't expecting any sort of crackdown until that curfew. And I think that surge really took a lot of people by surprise. But yes, both myself and my cameraman Tim are fine. We're a bit battered and bruised, but on a whole, we are okay. And we've also checked numerous times that under the law as media, we are exempt from any curfew as we were today. But here tonight, we are being told by the Secret Service that we can't leave the front of our hotel. Rick?
Thanks, Amelia. Prime Minister Scott Morrison has ordered an urgent investigation into the police attack on our crew. Political editor Mark Riley is in Canberra. Mark, what action is he taking?
Rick, Scott Morrison has directed Arthur Sinodinos, our ambassador in Washington, to help 7 News seek a full investigation into this violent attack on our team. President Trump called Mr Morrison shortly after the incident to talk about September's G7 meeting, but Mr Morrison's office says the Prime Minister was unaware of the attack at that time. He has since called it troubling. Opposition leader Anthony Albanese has gone further. He says it was a completely unacceptable assault. Covering protests is a dangerous business, but the media's role is essential. We are the eyes and the ears of the people. In this case, witnessing the social disintegration of our most powerful ally. Our team was attacked with riot shields, shot with rubber bullets, and Amelia Brace hit in the back with a police baton while running for safety. Also, President Trump could have his photograph taken outside a church holding a Bible. A pathetic political stunt. Australia and America are celebrating 100 years of mateship. This is not how mates treat each other. Sue?
Mark, thank you. A week after George Floyd was killed in custody, the official post-mortem examination has ruled it to be homicide. That development came as his brother delivered a powerful speech calling for calm to return to America's streets.
Terence Floyd overwhelmed. Sobbing and saluting. His brother was killed right here a week ago. Now there's a memorial and a platform to send a message America needs to hear.
My family is a peaceful family. My family is God-fearing. If I'm not over here messing up my community, then what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all doing nothing. Because that's not going to bring my brother back at all.
Calling on looters and rioters to, in his words, switch it up, break the cycle and to vote.
Educate yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you who's who. Educate yourself and know who you're voting for.
After days of unrest, the Floyd family is calling for calm, and this right now is perhaps the most powerful voice in this city.
Peace on the left.
Powerful gestures too, a handshake with a stranger, a few words and a hug helping heal.
Just to share that moment with someone and to know about what happened here, it was a life-changing experience.
After days of unrest, Minneapolis is a city eager to show another side.
We wanted to bring more awareness to how peaceful it is out here.
The people are getting fed up, and, you know, we just hope that this time it's not for nothing.
George Floyd's death now ruled a homicide.
The ambulance was his hearse.
An independent post-mortem examination finding he was starved of oxygen when one of the 4 officers held him down with his knee for nearly 9 minutes.
He couldn't breathe, asphyxia due to compression of the neck and of the back, and that's homicidal.
I want to see them charged. They were accessory to that murder.
A push for justice and for peace.
Ashley Mullaney has spent the past several days in Minneapolis. Ash, are the crowds heeding the message from Terrence Floyd?
Yeah, Rick, for the most part, we have only seen peaceful demonstrations here in Minneapolis today. Police likely to be on high alert, though, come next week when Derek Chauvin, the Minneapolis police officer, fronts court. His appearance date pushed back to next Monday. The Floyd family, now having received that independent autopsy report, they want his charges upgraded from third-degree murder to first-degree murder. Sue?
Thanks, Ashley. Despite the Floyd family's appeal, looting and vandalism have continued from coast to coast. Los Angeles saw legitimate protests, but also opportunistic crime, scenes repeated in New York.
Battleground New York, as an 11 p.m. curfew fails to stop a 5th night of looting and violence. Among the targets, Macy's in Herald Square, Bergdorf Goodman, Nike on 5th Avenue. In downtown St. Louis, 4 police officers were shot after tear gas was fired into a crowd of protesters. And in Los Angeles, a police car burns on the Hollywood freeway, an unsettling sight in a city set to explode. Here in the San Fernando Valley, armed shopkeepers confront looters.
So these are looters squaring off with community members holding weapons.
Bystanders flag down police.
Here comes the cops.
But they arrest the shopkeepers as the thieves sneak away.
Oh. They're protecting the stores. Their looters are over there. Stand down for a sec, please.
Police eventually catch them. Other arrests at this Hollywood drugstore. Arrests too for simply being on the streets. A 6 p.m. curfew applied to LA, even earlier in Santa Monica and Beverly Hills.
The curfew is now in place here in this part of Los Angeles, and now police are moving in to deal with the crowd that won't go home.
In several places, police surrounded protesters until after the cutoff and then arrested them.
These people are all going to jail because of the curfew.
Earlier, protesters, Paul Cass, 7 News.
The grandmother of 2 young children killed.
10-year-old Harmony Cunningham and her grieving family is tonight mourning the loss of 2 beautiful children.
Love and laughter in the sand dunes of Geraldton. When they collided with their chute.
I'd call this possibly one of them.
Samantha Jolly joins us now with an early look at the weather.
Do we have any rain on the way, Sam?
Certainly not a lot this week, Sue. We have a dry start to winter for Perth. There is a slight chance of some early showers on Sunday. We had easterly dominant winds all day. For the suburbs, Kalamunda had a top, including Cottesloe, Fremantle and Gosnells. Rockingham and Baldivis got to 20.
Your TV screen.
Seven News, brought to you by Aussie.
Home. It's not just a place we're stuck in. It's home-cooked meals, home workouts, home schooling, working from home, home movie nights, and movie days. It's see you when I get home. Your home means more than ever, and so does having the right home loan. To understand your options, go straight to Aussie. We'll help ensure you have the right loan for right now.
We're actually in the grand final, the big JF.
Over 3 massive nights.
Teams, welcome to House Rules Grand Final.
Bring it in, boys!
It's the epic Grand Final Challenge.
Here we go, eh?
Let's go!
One team will be crowned House Rules champions.
House Rules Grand Final Challenge. Tonight, 7:30.
We need to keep our distance to stay safe. And when we must drive, it's important our cars are safe too. So Tyre Power now have a free pickup service. We'll collect your car from home or work, fit your new tyres, then return it clean and sanitised. Call your local Tyre Power today.
Have you found the one?
No, I found some losers on Match.com.
From the director of Bridesmaids comes Stan's new series, Love Life.
I just want to be the kind of woman who knows what she wants and she's not afraid to go after it.
Starring Academy Award nominee Anna Kendrick.
Why do you need a boyfriend right now? This isn't Jane Austen times. Oh my God! I ran into Augie for the first time in 2 years. No. Wearing Crocs. Ew.
The brand new series, Love Life, now streaming only on Stan.
Your breath, still you.
Hey Google, let me talk to Kia Seltos.
Hi, I'm Seltos, Kia's small SUV. Let's chat.
As credit to you, here's up to $120 credit from us. Add any selected month-to-month mobile plan with Vodafone and get the credit you deserve over 12 months. Find out more at vodafone.com.au. Ready?
We're ready to get back out there again. As we do, it's up to all of us to stay COVID safe. Anytime you leave your house, wash your hands regularly. Keep physical distance where you can. Have the COVID Safe app on your phone. And importantly, if you're feeling sick, you need to stay at home and get tested. Together, we can reduce the risk of a second wave. Stay COVID-free and do the 3.
Authorised by the Chief Medical Officer, Canberra.
We need to keep our distance to stay safe. And when we must drive, it's important our cars are safe too. So Tyre Power now have a free pickup service. We'll collect your car from home or work, fit your new tyres, then return it clean and sanitised. Call your local Tyre Power today.
Tasty, affordable and delicious. What's for dinner in the next break with Coles?
A policeman has been placed on restricted duties during a review into the arrest of a 17-year-old boy who allegedly threatened the officer in Sydney yesterday. The teenager's friends have accused the officer of brutality.
You just slammed him on his face. What? Oi! What the f***? Slammed him on the face. You just slammed him on his face.
The young fella has gone home. The police are engaging with his family.
Senior police say they're keeping local elders informed during the review.
The federal court has ruled the Gillard government's ban on live cattle exports in 2011 was unreasonable and unlawful. Exporters launched a class action in 2014 seeking $600 million in compensation for lost income. The Farmers Federation says today's ruling is vindication for farmers who've suffered as a result of the ban.
We've had a great outcome from the courts that have recognised the reckless decision made by the then government that decimated and devastated an agricultural industry.
The ban was issued after revelations of widespread mistreatment of Australian cattle in some Indonesian abattoirs.
Federal Labor says the next coronavirus stimulus package must include money to build houses for heroes. The push to help frontline workers live closer to their jobs comes as the Morrison government finalises a spending plan to help housing and construction.
COVID milestones.
Today, we are expected to reach 1.5 million tests in Australia.
20 Australians in hospital, 3 in intensive care, just 1 on a ventilator. The pandemic health threat controlled for now. The economic threat is far from controlled.
The pipeline of projects for housing is about to drop off a cliff.
The Morrison government plans to announce construction stimulus this week. Labor wants social housing for
nurses, cleaners, bus drivers,
those who can't work from home.
More affordable rental accommodation for the people that have kept us safe through the last few months.
The Arts Minister helped reopen Canberra's National Gallery. He's also designing stimulus for
organisations and institutions as they think about planning, for example, a new show, a new exhibition.
This as the government braces for a rare set of economic growth numbers tomorrow. widely expected to show the economy is shrinking. And a Senate inquiry hears new evidence on unemployment. In mid-March, 800,000 Australians were on job seeker or youth allowance. 11 days ago, it had more than doubled, and 45,000 more had applied. Tim Lester, 7 News.
Tourists are back at the Colosseum as parts of Europe gently ease the COVID lockdown. In Britain, things are moving much more slowly. Just a few select businesses have been allowed to reopen. Some still fear that the easing of restrictions will result in a second wave of the virus.
A little bit of life returns to Britain's traditional markets.
Well, they won't pick you funny your strawberries. I've got raspberries a pound.
Shut throughout the lockdown, they're among the first businesses allowed to reopen. There's caution.
Some people are scared. I've customers who I've not seen for 10 weeks now.
And in London's Camden market, usually packed with tourists, it's quiet.
I think for the country to get back on its feet, I think we need to get back to normal and start being scared.
Warm weather means Britain's high streets are getting busier. Some years at school are back, car dealerships too, but most retail shops remain closed. Scientists have warned the government Britain is moving out of its lockdown too fast and too soon. Even the Mayor of London has warned people here to be cautious, saying he's deeply concerned.
I don't imagine that there's a Director of Public Health in the country who's not concerned about what might happen next.
In Rome, tourists have returned to the Colosseum for the first time in 3 months. At this ancient site, there are new health checks. Visitors describing it as an emotional rebirth. In hard-hit Spain, some cities are now testing everyone. The country has had its first day without a COVID-19 death since March. In London, Hugh Whitfeld, 7 News.
Up next, a new development in a health department corruption scandal.
Plus, does Perth need a new icon? The pitch for a bridge and a theme park. What viewers have revealed they want built in our city.
Also, so young, what officers found when they finally stopped a stolen Land Cruiser that left them scratching their heads.
The new push to end pain from the past on Rottnest.
And the American astronauts who've left the chaos at home behind.
No matter where they make us play, no matter where they make us train, no matter how they change the rules, the West always puts WA footy first. For West Australians, by West Australians, your essential companion in a season like no other.
Hello Australia, are you ready for Monday 7:30? Welcome to my brand new house. I have searched for a new breed of housemate.
I'm a mum of 2. People will never pick that I am a woodwork teacher.
I'm known throughout Adelaide as Adelaide's worst driver.
I'm really competitive in life.
AFL didn't go the way I wanted it to go, but Big Brother is something that I know I can win.
Daring to try to do it or die. But nothing will prepare them for what I've got planned.
What are you playing at?
I am Big Brother, and I'll see you Monday 7:30.
G'day and welcome to another What's for Dinner segment brought to you by Carl's.
We're Mick and Jodie Ann from Champagne Food on a Beer Budget, and tonight we're super proud to be cooking with Uncle Ben's 90-second Mexican-style rice to make our delicious, full of flavour chicken fajitas.
Alright, let's show them how easy it is. So we're just going to prep our capsicum and onion, nice long thin strips.
So while Mick's getting that pan hot, I'm going to start in guacamole. Now watch this, guys. This is what we want you to do. Onto the board.
You got a bit of that too.
A bit of coriander will be magic. Oh, lime juice, most important.
Just getting that ready for you. Good, squeeze lime juice in there.
All of that, I want that all in there. Beautiful. Excellent. That's our guacamole done. So I'm going to hook into this spice rub, and it's all the flavours of Mexico, which is exactly what we want. So the next step, which we can do together, if you want to look after the veggies that you've done and I'll look after the chicken that I've done, we're going to add the seasoning.
Add seasoning and straight into a nice hot pan.
That's starting to look fabulous.
Yes, so we've left these veggies just sit for 5 minutes.
Mexico, here we come.
I've just made ourselves a bit of a hole in the middle.
So I'm going to put the chicken in.
Right, so the same thing again, we're just going to let that sit for a minute before we add the next and final ingredients.
Absolutely, which is our Uncle Ben's Mexican-style rice. Now, the thing with this stuff, guys, is that we're going to add it straight to the pan because it'll cook in the pan. It's already got its flavours and its herbs, spices already in the packet. But the other thing is...
90 seconds.
In the microwave.
Microwave it for 90 seconds.
Absolutely.
Now, we've actually done it that way in the past, but because we're doing a one dish, one pan wonder for you, this in 90 seconds is really good flavoursome rice.
Absolutely. Not only is it quick, but it's flavoursome. Yay! I love that. Look at that. Last thing you want to do is a bit of coriander, if you like coriander, but definitely a squeeze of lime. Well, I think that looks fantastic.
Now for the fun part.
Absolutely.
Then I want some Uncle Ben's rice.
Yum.
That's me.
So guys, give this recipe a go. It serves 4 people.
For this and more great recipes, just head to the website.
Absolutely. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
The state government says Perth does need a new icon to help better celebrate our city. Perth MP Patrick Gorman revealed on Flashpoint last night he's written to Disney in the USA to pitch Perth as the perfect place to build a new theme park. An iconic bridge over the Narrows and a Kings Park cable car were popular, with viewers reacting on social media. But the theme park was by far the favourite.
I like the idea of projects which bring this city alive.
Disney was sent the plea 2 weeks ago. We'll keep track of their response.
A 10-year-old boy is tonight in custody, accused of stealing a car and driving it around the streets of Bunbury. Witnesses say the low-speed chase only came to an end when the stolen Toyota Land Cruiser ran out of petrol. Police only then arrested the child. It's alleged officers spotted him earlier in the night, but he sped off. The child faces a string of charges.
A Perth father with a toddler and a second child on the way is tonight in jail, away from his family for ripping off taxpayers. Liam Howard is the first person locked up over the North Metropolitan Health Service corruption scandal.
The District Court heard Liam Howard knew exactly what he was doing when he agreed to a scam to rip taxpayers off. He was a contractor doing building work at various Perth hospitals when he was approached to renovate the home of health executive John Fullerton. Howard admitted inflating 18 invoices worth almost $47,000 he sent to the North Metropolitan Health Service to cover part of the renovations. Judge Troy Sweeney sentenced Howard to 9 months jail, describing the fraud as sustained and premeditated to stay in Fullerton's good books. Howard was introduced to Fullerton by his former father-in-law, Ian Tremaine, another contractor today fined $18,000 for bribery. Tremaine admitted paying nearly $5,000 for flights to Melbourne and accommodation at Crown Towers for Fullerton and his wife in 2012 and 2013 to stay in favour with the health boss. Over the same period, Tremaine's environmental services business was awarded more than $1.7 million work by the North Metro Health Service.
Would you like to apologise for what you've done?
Today's are just the first of several sentences that will flow from the bribery and corruption scandal. This week alone, another 3 contractors are expected to learn their fate here. Fullerton himself is due in court tomorrow. He's facing 47 charges, but is yet to enter a plea. Rob Scott, 7 News.
It's so often referred to as a paradise island, but for many in the WA community, the thought of visiting Rottnest is too painful because of its past. With race riots erupting in the US, Aboriginal elders here are looking at ways to confront enduring pain closer to home.
In response to race riots in the US, a peaceful but powerful protest in our own backyard. Aboriginal elders calling on West Australians to acknowledge a shameful history here on Rottnest Island.
The time's right for Noongars, Aboriginal people and the wider community to move on.
Move on, but never forget its ugly past. The island was used as a prisoner of war-style camp. Between 1838 and 1931, almost 4,000 Aboriginal men and boys were sent there, imprisoned and used as forced labour. Almost 400 of them never returned home and were buried in unmarked graves.
There is very much a wound there that still needs to be resolved.
There are now discussions happening to work out just how that can be done, how those who never left Rottnest can be remembered, and the largest deaths in custody site in Australia restored. Almost 800,000 people visit Rottnest every year, but Aboriginal elders say many Indigenous Australians have never made the trip to the holiday island because of its dark history. It's hoped this reconciliation plan will change that and start the healing process.
It's more than just getting Rotto back, it's about opening the gates, opening the floodgates.
Anna Hay, 7 News.
NASA's astronauts from the SpaceX launch are settling into their new surrounds high above the Earth on the International Space Station. They had some encouraging words during the troubling times down below.
Anything is possible. You know, we've had a really rough couple of months, and just to be able to show the country what the agency's made of.
The astronauts also showed off a small US flag that flew on the first ever space shuttle flight in 1981.
Still to come here on 7 News, special recognition.
Why supermarket staff are being handed rewards worth hundreds of dollars.
Plus why this video will make surfers think twice.
Finally, good news for Perth homeowners. Find out why and where.
In sport, in 10 minutes, Justin Longmuir with an injury update on Sean Darcy.
He obviously got a head knock. It was a bit more precautionary to get him off the ground.
Every minute you bond with him is a lie.
The father with not long left.
What happens when you can't hide that you're sick anymore?
I don't know. If she breaks her silence, it will break his heart.
I just couldn't keep lying to you.
Home and Away, next on 7.
Hello, doctor.
How can I help?
Oh, my skin gets dry.
Try a bit of QV. It's perfect for your skin, Nan.
Originally developed for the Queen Victoria Hospital, QV is dermatologically tested and scientifically formulated with body washes designed to help hydrate your skin while you cleanse. No wonder it's been trusted for generations to care for even the most sensitive skin. Find family-friendly QV at Chemist Warehouse for a great price.
Quality, style, exceptional value. A Mazda stands out. At the Mazda Standout End of Financial Year event, get a Mazda CX-5 Max from $32,990 drive away. Search Mazda offers now.
Get vegged. Super tasty vegetarian meal solutions for everyone to enjoy. Packed full of flavour, loaded with veggies and free from artificial colours, flavours and preservatives. Get healthy, get vegged.
Don't miss Region Power's 17-year anniversary special. Massive 6.6 kilowatt solar system. European manufactured inverter. Fully installed for just $42.90. Call Region Power today on 18000 Region. Visit regionpower.com.
Save up to 10% on your first year's premium when you get a new Allianz home insurance policy online.
Okay, done.
Get that Allianz feeling. Search for a quote today.
Beacon's Mega Stocktake sale is now on. Enjoy reduced prices on all our stock at all Beacon lighting stores across Australia or online. That's mega savings on all our stock during our Mega Stocktake sale.
Tough, refined, exceptional value. A BT50 stands out. At the Mazda Standout End of Financial Year event, get a 2019 plate Mazda BT50 XT 4x4 dual cab with ABN bonus from $37,490 drive away.
Chloe and Zoe are twins and Amy customers, so you have the same taste.
We both like our crafted cushions and finished faux fur. We love our HD, LED, LCD, 4K, pixel TVs.
Do you choose to save now or later on your insurance?
Later.
Buy a home or car insurance policy and Amy Flexi Premiums lets you vary your excess to save now or later. Choose a higher excess to save now or choose a lower excess to save at claim time.
You're with Amy.
Now Fuel Watch, Perth's petrol prices. Brought to you by Fuel Watch and 7 News.
To finance now, and the share market has had a boost, the ASX closing 16 points higher. Retailers and tech stocks were among the top performers, but the big miners took a hit. Wesfarmers was 44 cents up, while BHP shed 30. Gold is trading at $1,741 an ounce. A tonne of iron ore is down to $99.69, and our dollar hit a 4-month high, buying 68 US cents.
Woolworths is thanking its staff for their hard work during the corona crisis by handing out bonuses to at least 100,000 employees. Full-time staff are receiving shares worth $750 and $250 in gift cards.
There's no better way of recognising someone's efforts than granting them a modest share of ownership in the group in which they've put incredible effort into building.
Part-timers will also be rewarded. The bonuses will cost more than $50 million.
A drone pilot has recorded incredible vision of a shark at the same spot a surfer said his board was bumped by one. Cale Walker spotted the predator yesterday afternoon at Forth Beach in Esperance and believes it's the same one involved in the encounter. A shark warning has been issued for the area.
Perth real estate is weathering the coronavirus storm far better than many predicted. New figures released today show home sales are up in many suburbs. While there's been a slight dip in prices, on the whole, the market seems to be recovering, helped today by the Reserve Bank leaving interest rates at record lows.
Coronavirus may have cut the confidence out of the Perth housing market, but after months of uncertainty, buyers are back.
And it's just to delay our recovery. It certainly hasn't killed it off.
Sales stooped to new lows at the height of the shutdowns, just 280 transactions for the month of April. But last month, sales soared 43%.
Transactions last week are up to 636, so a very quick recovery.
House values are also showing signs of life. New REWA figures show Ellenbrook recorded the biggest jump in sale price growth, up 2% in May compared to April. Claremont came in second at 1.7%. Butler, Yokine and Yanchep spiked up 1.4%. It's not only the number of homes being sold that's on the rise, rents are moving up too. And with interest rates at record lows in some Perth suburbs, it's actually cheaper to take the plunge and buy than it is to pay rent.
Look at Armidale, where median price is $200,000, so therefore you're looking at a weekly repayment of around $178 per week.
If you thought a rental in Perth was hard to find, you're right.
We saw the biggest drop in the available supply of rentals since 2010.
Interest rates too are staying low, the Reserve Bank leaving them where they are. Cassidy Moscone, 7 News.
Scott Guarini has raised money for sick kids and babies since he was just 4 years old, and it'll take more than a pandemic to stop him. He's just finished his 11th Great Walk for Telethon from Coolyanobing Road to the Southern Cross Oval in 6 hours and 38 minutes. That's 22 minutes quicker than last year. Since his first walk a decade ago, the 14-year-old has raised more than $180,000 and clocked up 719 kilometres for the cause.
Good on you, Scott. Keep it up. If you use streaming services to watch your favourite shows, you're certainly not alone. Now Netflix has a new rival that's set to change the game for Aussie viewers. 10,000 hours of content, 800 movies. We break down the best deals soon on 7 News.
And Basil's here now, and the players heading for the Gold Coast have got some demands there, Baz.
Rick, so yes, creature comforts you might call them. We've got the list coming up with Justin Longmuir. Plus exclusive, an injury update on Sean Darcy. And the former Docker wearing his heart on his sleeve.
If your name appears on screen, call 9482 9939 within 30 minutes for your chance to win the Ultimate Footy Fan Cave. Thanks to Channel 7 and the West Australian.
If you are looking for earnest discussion or a level of sensitivity about the coronavirus, this show may not be for you.
The Front Bar is back, Thursday on 7.
The power's in your hands and at your feet. The BMW 320i sedan from 69,900 drive away. Joy is coming.
Roger, roll over. Do it for a schmackos. Rogie boy.
The award-winning Live Apartments, located in Fremantle's revitalised East End, offer the perfect home base. These move-in-ready 1, 2 and 3 bedroom apartments have been cleverly designed to maximise indoor and outdoor living. You'll enjoy lower living costs with double-glazed windows, superior insulation and high-efficiency appliances powered by renewable energy. Plus, you'll live just moments from the best that Freo has to offer. Book your private tour today at liveapartments.com.au.
Can I have a minute more? These hours can slip away. Always fading out as night creeps into day. I can sense the currents may have changed, rearranged. Some things never stay the same, but I stay clear. These days stand out nothing like I had planned.
When we look back on these days, let's remember what we found. Because when all we have is time, what we find is each other. We're here to support you, and we can, together.
Hi, mate.
Hey, Dad.
How's the new place?
Yeah, it's really good.
What have you been up to?
Not much. No, I miss you guys. Can you believe it? I actually miss your cooking too.
I don't miss a thing. I got the new Woolies Rewards app.
Now you'll never miss an offer with everything in one place. Track your points, view your Woolworths e-receipts, and you can access your personalised offers so you save even more.
I do miss you, mate.
It's the brand new way to get your Woolies worth.
That's why I pick Woolies.
On Saturday week, the Fremantle Dockers will burst back into action against the Brisbane Lions. Justin Longmuir is with me again. Justin, good evening. All of a sudden, it's almost time to play again.
Yeah, it's come around quickly. I mean, there's a lot of waiting there for eight weeks, and then it's sort of come in a hurry. So I feel like we've got some good work into the boys, and yeah, we're on the right track. So we're looking forward to next Saturday.
I bet. Adam Simpson was strong last night on needing some concessions from the Premier for a return from the Gold Coast. Is that your position also?
Yeah, well, we'd like to get back as quickly as we can, but we understand that this is a moving feast, and we're really just trying to control what we can control at the moment. And yeah, our focus is on round 2. You know, tried to allow our players to make it feel like home as much as we can. So they're allowed to take some personal items, and you know we're settling in for a good month, so we're trying to make it feel as homely as we can.
Well, some of the things that we heard the players do want to be able to take with them or have provided for them, things like Xboxes, PlayStations, sandwich makers. Fair enough, do you think?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, we're going over there to perform, and you know, big part of that is to make sure you feel like home, and you have the the opportunity to do stuff in your downtime and prepare as best you can for training and games. So, you know, our communication with our players is to bring things that makes it feel like home, and you know, we're going to be there for a month, so there's plenty of time to settle in.
How did Sean Darcy pull up from that incident at training yesterday?
Yeah, he pulled up really well. He obviously got a head knock. And it was a bit more precautionary to get him off the ground and allow him to recover from that. Yeah, looks like he'll full train on Friday and resume his preparation.
OK, that is good news. Just finally, we know Justin Langer had a chat to some of your younger players. Did Wildcat Damien Martin come in and talk Michael Jordan's last dance with some of the group?
Geez, you got some good sources, Basil. Yeah, he did. He jumped on a WebEx call with some of our players and spoke about The Last Dance and some of his experiences with, some characters like Luke Longley and some of his experiences in basketball. He's obviously a tremendous leader in the Wildcats and in the community, so it's great of him to pass on some knowledge to our players.
Thanks, Justin. Chat again next week. And former Docker and current Saints star Bradley Hill says he respects Chad Wingard's self-imposed media ban. The Hawthorn star took to social media yesterday to protest the coverage of the US riots.
Posing for National Reconciliation Week, Bradley Hill spoke from the heart.
It's pretty bad what's going on, and it's not blacks versus whites. It's everyone else versus racism. So. It's something that's getting better over here, but there's still stuff that does go on, and hopefully can get better.
And Hill didn't mind Chad Wingard's self-imposed media ban in response to the coverage of the US protests.
At the end of the day, you have your own decision, and if that's what Chad wants to do, I respect his decision.
And when it comes to respect, this man had it in spades.
At least do something! Do! Don't think, Mick! Don't hope! Do!
The age of 91, three-time Hawthorn Premiership coach John Kennedy Sr. has been named a legend of the Australian Football Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your courtesy and goodwill.
Saints great Lenny Hayes joining Kennedy in the Hall of Fame. Adrian Barrich, 7 News.
Well, as we know, footy is almost back and you could win the ultimate fan cave thanks to 7 News and the West. Now, we've got another chance for you to cheer on your team in style. A new TV, a bar fridge, $800 worth of vouchers. Great prize. Get the code word from the West tomorrow. Register it online at thewest.com.au/fan-cave and then watch 7 News from 6 p.m. Cash-strapped Rugby Australia is negotiating to set up a Southern Hemisphere hub for this year's Rugby Championships. A day after they retrenched 77 people, they pitched a concept for the Pumas, Springboks and All Blacks.
Whether that can be hubbed here in Australia and we fly in all of the SANZAR partners and they are in a training bubble and then we can quarantine effectively and then play a competition.
The TV deal for a domestic Super Rugby comp, which will feature the Western Force, is expected within days. OK, Rick and Sue, that's all in sport. See you soon.
Thank you, Baz. Australia's big lineup of content streaming services just got a little bigger, with a new player launching into what's already a crowded field.
Binge has exclusive streaming rights to blockbuster series, including Game of Thrones, and is priced to go head-to-head with Netflix and Stan.
Being at home and in lockdown has meant more people are streaming online entertainment than ever before.
Streaming services have actually gone through the roof.
In Australia, we're spoilt for choice. Around 5 million of us subscribe to streaming giant Netflix, a basic plan costing $9.99 with a focus on original content. Local streaming service Stan has around 1.7 million customers and costs the same. Newcomer Apple TV Plus is $7.99. KO, specifically for sports fans, is pricier at $25 a month, while Disney Plus, aimed at the kids, is gaining momentum. And for free, there's 7 Plus, with plenty of local and overseas content.
Yeah, there's lots of free streaming options through Catch Up.
Now, a new player has entered the arena. Binge is a streaming service boasting 10,000 hours of content and 800 movies. It includes Game of Thrones, Chernobyl, Big Little Lies and Modern Family, also starting at $10 a month.
Offers a huge back catalogue of programs as well as some new movies.
On average, Australians spend about $35 a month on streaming services. The question from the experts, is there room for another player as competition for content heats up?
The instant gratification is something we're used to. Press a button and watch what you want. Streaming is definitely here to stay.
Samantha Brett, 7 News.
Sam Jolly's got your weather next, and barely a drop of rain in sight, Sam.
A very dry start to our winter, Rick. That's because of a strong high pressure system in our south, and we'll also see some warmer days above the June average. I'll have those details next.
Hello, tonight on the latest from 7 News, we're live across the USA as protesters ignore those curfews after Donald Trump's controversial battle cry. Our team is standing by tonight in 5 of the hot zones there. Meanwhile, Australia reaches a coronavirus milestone worth celebrating, and finally some positive news for our property market. Hope you can join me for those stories and every breaking development tonight. The latest from 7 News.
So what triggers this guy? Or who?
Everything they've ever learned.
Where else do you go?
Everything they've ever done.
Who else do you hurt?
Has all been leading to this.
Us. They come after us.
The killer final season of Criminal Minds. Tonight at 9 on 7.
We're coming to you live from the scene. Tell us what you've got there. Toilet paper?
Nah, just dinner stuff.
Right. You must have paid an unprecedented price for that during these unprecedented times.
Nah, they're from Aldi. Prices are always low.
Let's just go.
Whatever happens, our low prices are here to stay. Aldi. Good. Different.
Hey, Tina, can you please slice the lettuce, tomato and onions, toast the buns, grab the sauce and mayo and bring the meat.
Take a break from cooking and get Hungry Jack's Flame Grill Whoppers delivered now on Uber Eats or Menu Lock. Hungry Jack's Delivery. The burgers are better.
Get your fences and gates made and installed perfectly by our leading team at Fence Makers. WA owned and operated just like me. Fences or gates, call us at Fence Makers and tell them Benny sent you.
Cleansing your sensitive skin with soap is not enough. Try Garnier Micellar Water. Its micelles attract makeup and dirt like a magnet. Remove makeup better than soap. Cleanse and soothe. For powerful cleansing, use Micellar Water by Garnier, naturally.
The BHP Vital Resources Fund is supporting community organisations providing essential community services during the coronavirus challenge. For more information, visit bhp.com/vitalresources.
EOFY sale now on at Furniture Bazaar in partnership with Slumbercare. Take a huge 60% off Slumbercare Orthogel luxury mattresses. Slumbercare mattresses, handmade in WA with a 10-year warranty. And the Riverton Bedroom Suite, 50% off.
Refined living is ready for you at the Towers at Elizabeth Quay, where luxurious apartments offer breathtaking river or city views. Visit today to choose yours.
Whenever I go to start it, it just goes clunk, 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 clunk.
Do you reckon you could fix it by 4? I need to go pick up some milk.
Being a good egg is part of the West Aussie DNA, so why can't kindness travel on our roads? The West Australian and Channel 7 think it's as easy as convincing every road user to use their hands to say thanks. We're dubbing it the West Aussie Wave. There's a wave to give way, a wave to say thanks, even a wave for when you accidentally do the wrong thing. Join in on the West Aussie Wave, a symbol of courtesy that all road users can be known for.
When the road calls, here's the very best way to answer. The BMW X3 S-Drive 20i from $69,900 drive away. Joy is coming.
Her secret could break his heart. I just couldn't keep lying to you. Home and Away, next on 7.
This weather report brought to you by the BMW 3 Series.
The total picture.
Firing these rubber bullets at everyone. Officers firing flash grenades.
Turn to 7 News at 6 o'clock.
And Sam is back now with your forecast. How warm was it today, Sam?
It was actually warmer than average today, Sue. Our top was 21 degrees. The June average is 19.5 and it will get warmer as the week goes on. Right now it's 15 degrees and those winds are calm. For the metro area, it was cooler in Kalamunda, a top of 17 there today. 21 for most other spots, including Cottesloe, Fremantle and Gosnells. Rockingham and Baldivis got to 20. And for the rest of the state, Columbaroo was a hot spot again, 35 the top there, 23 in Parramatta Baraboo, and a top of 19 for Busselton and for Margaret River today. We can see the cause of this current clear weather pattern, a strong ridge of high pressure south of the state. That will move east as a trough develops off the west coast. Interstate, a possible shower in Melbourne and Hobart tomorrow, and early fog for Canberra. For WA tomorrow, we have a strong wind warning for the North Kimberley coast. We can see that cloud clearing throughout the day. 26 the top for Geraldton and a top of 21 in Bunbury tomorrow. On local waters, northeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, reaching up to 20 knots at times offshore for a period in the morning, then decreasing to about 10 knots around midday. Seas to 1.5 and the swell peaking at 2.5 metres. So we have a cloudy start across the metro area tomorrow, but that will clear to a mostly sunny day, up to 23 degrees in some of our suburbs, including the city, Jandakot and Morley, 22 the top for Fremantle and also for Joondalup. Thursday is partly cloudy and 23 again. Then we have a sunny day on Friday, 23 the top, partly cloudy and 23 again for the start of our weekend on Saturday. And on Sunday, we do have a slight chance of a shower in the morning, 22 degrees, and we're actually getting up to 24 by Tuesday. And now for tonight's winning lotto numbers for draw 1372. They are 26, 42, 20, 18, 6, 28, 11, and those supplementaries are 45 and 37. Those numbers again, 26, 42, 20, 18, 6, 28, 11, and the subs are 45 and 37. Rick and Sue.
Thanks, Sam, and that's 7 News right up to the minute for this Tuesday night. We'll be back with updates throughout the evening.
And Michael Usher has the latest at 11 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your night here with us on 7.
Are you ready for Monday, 7:30?